it really depends who you talk to. It's really, you do see the fear in people's eyes, regardless whether they say that they stay put and they want to resist with or without arms. But that fear basically results in different reactions. Some people left or trying to leave Ukraine. There are long queues that are forming both on the highways towards the west, long queues forming at gasoline stations. People were packing up on food and basic things at the few supermarkets that were still open here in Kyiv. So there are people who are really panicking and they want to leave. But then there are others who are concerned as well, but they say they're not going to take the sovereignty, the freedom, the democracy of the country away. In fact, I've just seen a few hours ago a young man on his bicycle carrying a Ukrainian flag. He was the only man here, the only person here at Maidan, at Independence Square. And it really was a picture to me that, yes, there's concern, there's fear, but there's also a sense or a mood of basically not having Russia to say what the future of this country is.
Now, U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday also announced a new round of sanctions targeting Russia after its invasion of Ukraine. He has said that Russian leader Vladimir Putin chose this war and that his country will be bearing the consequences of Putin's actions. The sanctions target Russian banks, and Biden also added that he has no plans to talk to Putin.
Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences. Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. We've now sanctioned Russian banks that together hold around $1 trillion in assets. We've cut off Russia's largest bank, a bank that holds more than 1/3 of Russia's banking assets by itself. Cut it off from the U.S. financial system. And today, we're also blocking 4 more major banks. That means every asset they have in America will be frozen. This includes VTB, the second largest bank in Russia, which has $250 billion in assets.
In fact, U.S. sanctions on Russia has sent jitters into the world market, which is apprehensive of the oil price spike. But U.S. President Joe Biden assured that the sanctions will not disrupt the global oil and natural gas market. Listen in.
As we respond, my administration is using the tools, every tool at its disposal, to protect American families and businesses from rising prices at the gas pump. You know, we're taking active steps to bring down the cost, and American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits.
And as India continues to maintain a neutral stand over Russia, now U.S. President Joe Biden has said that they are in consultation with India on this matter. Remember, India has said that it believes in diplomacy and that is the only way forward. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also has urged Vladimir Putin to end the offensive.
India is one of your major defense partners. Is India fully in sync with the United States on Russia?
We're in consultation with India today. We haven't resolved that completely.
And talking about the stringent sanctions against Russia, now Canada has also imposed more sanctions. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has slammed the Russian invasion of Ukraine and spelled out more sanctions in coordination with the United States of America and the other allies. These sanctions that will target 58 people and entities, including members of Russia's elite and their families, and major Russian banks have been imposed by Canada.
Innocent people, including children, are now facing violence and chaos. In these dark hours, Canada's message to the people of Ukraine is this: you are not alone. We are standing with you. We continue to look at more and further ways to support the Ukrainian military in their brave stand against the Russian invaders. We continue to exchange with allies and coordinate to make sure that we're getting the Ukrainian military the tools that they need.
And the UK too has imposed sanctions against Russia and frozen all the assets of major Russian banks in UK. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that the legislation will stop major Russian companies and the state from raising finance or borrowing money in UK markets. Besides this, the Russian airline Aeroflot also will be banned from landing in the UK. Now, relief for some Indian students have come in the wake of the fact that they managed to take the last flights back home from Ukraine on the 23rd of February. We're talking about Indian students here, but many are still stuck in Ukraine and awaiting arrangements to be brought back home. Times Network spoke to these very students. Let's listen in.
Utilities, and then we went to the ATM. Just when I was taking out the cash from the ATM, there was 2 missile explosion on the Ivano-Frankivsk airport. जो civilians हैं यहाँ के locals, तो वो सुपरमार्केट्स में जाके फूड वगैरह स्टॉक करे. ATM से लगभग कैश आउट हो चुका है क्योंकि सब लोगों ने कैश निकाला था बिकॉज who knows what will happen. तो यही सब चल रहा है अभी. बाकी हम लोग फिर उसके बाद घर में ही थे और फिर बाहर नहीं निकले बिकॉज हमें इंस्ट्रक्शन दी गई है कि सब लोग अपने घर में रहे, रोड्स वगैरह पे ना जाए. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं मेरे अपार्टमेंट्स में. मेरे 2 बैचमेट्स रहते हैं, बाकी आसपास बहुत सारे इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स रहते हैं बिकॉज अभी तक कोई नहीं जा पाया था क्योंकि क्लासेस की श्योरिटी नहीं हुई थी कि ऑनलाइन होगी ऑफलाइन.
Meanwhile, Indians and parents of stranded students in Ukraine have complained that the helpline, which has been put in place to actually go ahead and help them to contact with their kin in Ukraine, is in fact jammed. Now, few have also said that there was a lack of communication on ground as well.
हम लोग यहाँ हॉस्टल में सेफ हैं बट स्टिल बाहर पैनिक का माहौल है और
सिचुएशन कुछ ठीक नहीं चल रही है.
बस
फ्लाइट्स भी कैंसिल हो रही हैं, हम लोगों को फ्लाइट्स भी नहीं मिल पा रही हैं.
एयर स्पेस बंद हो गया है कम्प्लीटली. हम लोगों को घर जाने के लिए मेरी बस अपील है मामा जी शिवराज सिंह चौहान से कैसे भी हम लोगों को हेल्प करें, हमारा सपोर्ट करें, हम कैसे भी करके हमारे घर जल्दी पहुंचे.
We went to the supermarket and stocked up all the utilities, and then we went to the ATM. Just when I was taking out the cash from the ATM, there was 2 missile explosion on the Ivano-Frankivsk airport. And जो civilians हैं यहाँ के locals, तो वो सुपरमार्केट्स में जाके फूड वगैरह स्टॉक करे. ATM से लगभग कैश
वो ले लिया, इनसे बायोडाटा ले लिया हुआ है. बट एक चीज़ है कि इसमें प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो एम्बेसी ने नंबर जारी किए हुए हैं उस पर हमारी बात नहीं हो पा रही है क्योंकि वो नंबर जो है या तो बिजी आ रहे हैं या नॉट एग्जिस्ट आ रहे हैं. इस तरह से जितने भी नंबर है सब पे ट्राई करके देखा जी. ये प्रॉब्लम है ज़रा.
क्या चिंता बढ़ रही है?
चिंता तो बढ़ रही है, ओबियसली बढ़ रही है जी. जब तक कुछ सरकार नहीं करती है हमारे लिए, हमारे बच्चों के लिए कुछ सरकार नहीं करती है या कोई ऐसा कोई अल्टरनेट रूट या तो कोई दूसरी कंट्री के थ्रू बच्चों को वापस ले आए या फिर ऐसा कोई और अल्टरनेट नहीं करती, तब तक तो चिंता है ही है बच्चों की. क्योंकि वहाँ पे कभी भी इतना बड़े लेवल पे अटैक हो चुका है तो अब तो शायद स्थिति चिंताजनक तो है ही है.